Hi, everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself and Welsh. Today, I'll be talking to an exceptionally talented young lady based out in the Middle East, Dubai. Zenofer is a Dubai-based personality, as well as a filmmaker, producer, actress, and dedicated philanthropist. Her brainchild, Zen Film Production, is a film production company that took over the Dubai film scenes in early 2018 with the Energizing film series, an area of short film stories all based on social awareness. As well as 2020, she produced and directed 10 short films on various social issues that ranges from domestic violence, which one of the films is called A Dactyl, to the dangers of internet for children, and even the danger of arrogancy and carelessness. Wow, I can't wait to talk to her. She is accomplishedly a young lady, especially in times like this. We need people who could vocal and use their creativity side to tell a story. Meet Zenofer. Zenofer, thank you so much for joining me on this platform. Welcome again to Painless Universal Conversation with myself and Welsh. I was absolutely, when I read your story of everything you've accomplished and done for women and putting out the message and creativity sides out there, I was really honored and I had to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Same as here, it's a pleasure being with you. And yes, I was quite excited. And yeah.
Well, thank you. Before we get started, most of our audience here based in the UK would like to know who you are, Zenofer, because you're a really creative person. You have so much talent. You do so much using your words. But can we briefly go into who are you?
Okay, so that's actually a very difficult question, saying who am I? Because I'm into filming. Okay, I'm basically a filmmaker. That's what I would call myself. So filmmaking has been always a passion. So I'm into short films, which I thought should concentrate on, social awareness, which is like the lives of the people. Okay, so what I thought was we should actually bring into the awareness, so that the people, they could see what exactly are the problems, what everyone is facing. And I would also introduce a kind of a solution to it. So in 2 minutes, my short films don't last more than for 2 to 3 minutes, because as you know, the world is so busy, right? To actually go through the whole thing. So giving a message in 3 minutes, that's what I do. So far I've done like about 10 to 12 short films based on mobile phones and blue whale games, everything which is there, which is happening in this world. So this is what I do. Basically, I'm a filmmaker. I do act in movies. I do produce them as well. I do direct them. So anything into filming, that's what I do. Yeah.
I think this is what's fascinating about you, is just that you use your creativity side to really tell a story. How
Yeah.
did you find your creativity side, being a woman as well? How did you find that, and what gave you the courage to start pursuing that side of you?
See, like whomever I meet, or I even listen to a few problems of few people out there, and they don't come out of it. Okay, they just keep it to themselves. They get scared that what if everyone comes to know about it? What if they judge me? That's the main thing. So I was right from the beginning, I'm rebellious. So I don't like people to keep their problems to themselves. I want a solution for it, because they just have one life, okay? And they need to live for themselves, not for, of course, you do live for others as well, but first it comes for you. If you don't live for yourself, you can't live for others.
Very true.
So that's how I decided, okay, why not make this short film? So what happened was, when I started making this short films, there were a few people who watched it. They messaged me, they said, hey, I have the same problem, so what do you think I should do? I said, you should come out of it. So that's how I thought, if I can induce these things in people's lives, and if it can help them, I basically given to the society. So if it can help them, then why not? So that's when I decided, okay, listening to all these problems, if one can come out of it, there's so many people, they will watch me, and so many will come out of it. Not that I've always had an easy life. I also have passed through difficult times, and where I didn't have anyone to help me out. So probably if I didn't have anyone to help me out, so I thought somebody should be there like me to help others out. So that's when I decided we should go for this. It's like it's basically giving into the society and helping the people to get out of the problems what they have.
So for any young girl watching you right now and wanting to go into the same space you went into, what advice would you tell her, the key critical things to look out for to be able to tell short stories about their own messages?
See, I would tell everyone to do their homeworks first. They have to be good at telling the stories. They should do the research. Like, for example, if I'm doing a story on a doctor, I would tell them to research on that, on that, and probably speak to a doctor, get all your, infos right. So then you could do that. And of course, always be humble. Yeah. That's the second thing. And always be kind and humble. And if you dream, then you should go for it. Just don't you should, if you dream about it, then you should go for it. So that's what I would tell whoever wants to be like me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's so many, because your messages are so, I've seen some of your videos and I really was inspired, because they're very short, but
Yeah.
to the point. You don't really waste time with them. There's just, anyone, anywhere. You could be in a cab going, you could be in a cab, taxi going from A to B, and then you've watched it and you've got your meaning for that day. But another thing I really am truly inspired by you, because you have taken on this platform of doing this producing of these short movies, but you're also an award-winning producer, actress. How in the Middle East have you been able to establish your footprint in that, in the market, which is relatively new compared to, Bollywood, Hollywood, and the rest? But you've been able to establish that footprint. How have you been able to do that? And we've also won some great awards as well.
Yeah. So see, everything is not very easy, but if you have the right tools, like your concept should be so strong that the people can relate to you. So alhamdulillah, so far the concepts of mine have been very, very strong, and relating to what is happening in the current world. Like, for example, if you take right now what is happening, COVID, suicide, all these things are happening. So that's where I picked up the PSA, that is, the short film talking about people losing their jobs, people probably going through a divorce, and all the problems are just coming on you, but you have just one thing to find out that you want to live for. And in that short film, I focused on, if you'd see, they're parents of mine, you know. So I said, I want to live for them. So what would I do? I would definitely not do a suicide. I would live for them, and I want to move forward, you know. So that's the current situation. So anywhere, not even in the Middle East, I think when your concept is quite strong and it relates to the people, you know, the common problem, you know, everybody will have one common problem. So I basically take that one as, you know, as to do my thing. So, and yeah, everybody has been quite accepting, and it's been very encouraging though. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, no, you did talk about your film. This is something I actually wanted to go on to, because you've just produced a public service announcement,
Yeah.
which is the Hope A PSA, which I found on suicide and depression. I found that very inspiring, the topic and the name. And the theme is on mental pressure brought on by the pandemic, coronavirus, of course.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on the pain the coronavirus has caused so many?
The first pain is, I would say, is like, see, uh, death is something, it's going to come for everyone, you know, you have to accept that. But the more painful stuff is someone whom you can't see after his death because he's been affected by coronavirus. That's really very hurting and upsetting, because it's something that you want to see your, let it be your mom, let it be your brother, let it be your dad, let it be anyone. You can't see them because they've been infected with that, and the authorities don't let you see. Not that they're doing something wrong, they're doing something right, but this is the situation right now. This is something really very painful, which I don't think so that anyone would be able to come out of it, at least for some time, because we're all human beings. This is one of the deepest pain which I am you know, relating to so many people out here. That's number one. Number two is losing jobs. I think jobs and not having money, all these are just minor issues, because there are people to help these people. Like, if you say in the UAE, the government has been so amazing. They've been doing everything free of cost for the people, and food is free of cost, medical is free of cost with the people who are being infected. So it's been just amazing. It's not, so there are people to help, but certain things which cannot be done, because if that person is infected and if he goes and sees, then he might get infected. So that kind of thing is something which is really upsetting, and when you listen to those stories, it's really upsetting. But losing out on jobs and having no money is still okay, because you make money doesn't make you. Okay, so you make the money. That's my concept. I make money. So that's how it is. Yeah. So this is one kind of a thing which is like really painful. Yeah.
So if you could tell us a little bit about one of your short films that you've just done, and because I will play it. I will play. I think one of them is either whichever one you want me to play. But I want you to tell me about one of them that you could just because it's just 2 minutes, and I could insert it in here. Could you just tell us a little bit about one of your short clips, so anyone who's watching this could actually look, get a feel of what we're talking about?
One of my short film, like which one do I
Like
talk about?
we have a dark tale.
Okay, this one short film which is
I have here
this
this
one.
one called A Dark Tale. A Dark Tale.
Okay.
You did.
Yeah.
There's one called The Dangers of the Internet for Children. The Perville. There's one called The Danger of Arrogance and Carelessness. I love all of these.
There's one short film which is called The Pit. Okay. So this story, it's still happening right now. Okay, where a lot of successful men, okay, are being targeted by young females just to get their money and destroying the family. Okay, so this is still happening, which means that there are a lot of, I don't know whether you've seen it, but this is something which is very close to my heart, because just one mistake breaks your whole family, because it's an unknown internet connection what that old man has with a lady, and she tries to just take all his money, you know. So that's called the pit. So that's something which is even still happening right now. I mean, because social media is the only connection what everyone has. We can't see each other, but we can connect each other through the computer, through the mobile phone. So, which means that it's a sea where you can also find the bad sharks, or you can find the bad people out there. So it's really a dangerous thing, which I think people should watch that, because they should know who is a bad person and who is a good person. Because right now everything is online. So people can just message you. They can just say, hi, we would like to do this work with you. People who don't have the money, they would come forward, they would do anything, and they can fall into a problem. So this is something which is relevant right now at this time.
Wow, wow. This is I'm definitely gonna try and look for that one, because could you tell us about the one about depression and why, especially with everything going on right now, there's so many people depressed. So could you tell us how you got to write that story about the depression, the mental health one?
The PSA which you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just like, you mean to say, how did I get the idea?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it's, as you know, that due to this COVID, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and a lot of people have, they don't have money. Everybody is struggling very hard. So the ultimate thing is, people who have taken loans from the bank are unable to pay. So there are a lot of suicide cases happening around the world. Some people who don't have jobs, or who have certain, things, like they have some things to pay their loans or something. So everything is, and they're not sure whether this is going to come out, whether everything is going to be normal.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I made it a point that when you have a lot of, because if you see in that movie, one eye, the lady has a divorce issue, and the other eye, the lady has lost due to the COVID. So she has two problems, and then she resets back to her childhood, that how their parents have brought her up. So when I thought that the parents, they take so much of initiative to bring up our kids not to die, not to do a suicide. It is to fight, So that's when I decided, okay, suicide is something which has to be focused on to the people during this COVID season. So it's like COVID is not going to be there lifelong. It's going to be there for some time, and it's just going to go. And death is there for everyone, but we don't know how we are going to die. So we should not die every second. Yes. Okay, so it's just one time you die. So why do you want to die every day? Yeah. So it really doesn't make sense. So you need to be strong enough, and you need to be fighting it back. So that's where my positivity goes, by saying that I think I've taken some medications and that to do a suicide, but since I remember about that one reason, that is my parents, which I want to live for, my old parents whom I want to live for. So that's when I throw the tablets and get back to finding the jobs. So that's where I tell them that suicide is not a problem, is not a solution to all the problems. Yeah.
No, that's a beautiful story. I think in times like this is something that needs to be heard. You're based out in the Middle East. How are the communities all coming together to support one another in this kind of pandemics? What do you notice differently that the norm when you would normally not even notice?
I think because of this COVID situation, we have all learned how to love unknown people. We haven't seen them, but the minute we think that they are into problems, we are there for them. Like if I get a message in my phone right now that somebody is sick or somebody is they need blood or they need food, the first thing, whatever I can do from my side, I'll tell my team to do. They'll be there for them. So I think we are all a family right now.
Mm.
Something good about COVID-19, which I would say, that we have started loving everyone. We want everyone to be safe. We don't want problems for anyone. So I think it is united all of us together. There's no such nationalities, there's no religion, there is nothing. It's only humanity. I think COVID-19 has given a good education on people to be more following into humanity side.
Yes.
So I think this is something good uh, in a bad way.
No, no, absolutely. I totally agree with you, because even here out in London, there is all this compassion. People care. We're always so busy in our own little world. Everyone's just going to work and keeping busy. But all of a sudden, people are actually asking, if you stop on the street, people asking, are you okay? And
Yes,
that's very unusual for me to hear that from people asking those questions.
very
But
much.
yeah, that brings me to my, question about being a woman. You're a woman, you're successful in your own right doing this in this film industry. It's very difficult normally for women to be able to succeed in whatever field they are in. How have you, a woman, overcome any kind of obstacle that has been thrown at you and being able to stand firm and keep doing what you do in a positive way?
Okay, so that there has been a lot of obstacles in my life. Of course, I'm a single mom. I have 3 kids. Okay, so that's, again, I wouldn't say it's an obstacle. I think it's something I would tell the people that whatever comes on your way, believe in yourself. That's very important, to believe in yourself and to stand on your own legs. This is something which I have learned, where you don't need to be your life should not be dependent on others. So this is something which I've learned. I've learned it in the hard way. I've made mistakes because I didn't have anyone to teach me at that time. So I have learned from my mistakes. So yes, so this is something which I have, I've had a lot of things where, when I started up with my business, there were a lot of people who would say no to me, like, it's not going to work out. I mean, this is something which everyone does. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. So it was always a negativity which was given to me, where I would still be happy that they gave me a negative aspect, because if I didn't get a negative aspect, I would not know what is a positive aspect, which is I'm facing right now. So, which I'm quite happy that they didn't give me hand. I had to come up myself, and so that's something. Yeah, it's been a very bumpy road. That's what I would tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And in your own mind, how have you always, because life always throws crap at us, it throws all sorts of at us. How have you always prepared your mind? Is there something you have in your daily routine that keeps you focused? That you say, these are the things I'm going to do, and these are things I try to. It's like for myself, I meditate. I wake up every morning at 5:30, and I utilize that time to just meditate and reflect on what the opportunities I have right now. Do you have any routine that you tend to do that keeps you grounded?
Yeah, the first thing which I do is I do pray in the morning first. That's the first thing which I do. No matter, even sometimes I don't like, if I'm really really very tired, I don't get up like that. I have the Fajr time where I do my prayers at 4:30. But if I don't get up, then I do get up by 8 o'clock or something, and I finish off that. And after that, I do play a game of chess, because that refreshes my mind, because that tells me whether I'm focused today or not. That tells me that, okay, is your mind okay or not? So if I don't win the game on that day, so I know there's something which is troubling me, and I figure it out, what exactly is that.
Hmm.
And then the most important is, I don't worry much about it. So whatever comes on your way, I know there is a solution to it. So there's nothing to worry about. Yeah.
So what next for Zenofer production? What do you have next? What is in the pipeline? Anything exciting that we should be looking out for?
Yes, I have another PSA coming up, which is basically dedicated to doctors. Okay, so it's going to be really it's the truth, because I can't it's the truth what the people have to know, because there are a lot of places where the doctors are not being respected, or the doctors are not being appreciated. So I'm going to dedicate one PSA for the doctors, how they are fighting for us, and what is their life like. We only talk about our life. We talk about, I'm sick, my child is sick, I mean, he's my uncle is dead, we don't talk about what they are facing, what's happening in their families. We've never talked about that. So I would like to take this opportunity to tell them that yes, there is a story coming up for them. Yeah, and it's for all the doctors, dedicated to all doctors around the world, about their life. What are their feelings? So that's something going to be special for me.
I can't wait, and I hope your team sends us across the preview so we could definitely get in touch and watch it. I've enjoyed having my conversation. Is there any final message of hope you hope for the film industry, in the industry you're doing? Is there any message of hope you have for this industry?
Message for hope. I would tell everyone out there, see, whatever comes on your way, don't leave it on. I mean, don't do something which is not, which is really not right. I mean, suicide is something which is, which I think nobody should even go for it, because that's not what you are made for. I would tell them that if you're so upset, there might be hundreds of problems coming on you, okay? But find out that one reason where you want to live for yourself, okay? Or maybe you want to save yourself, look out for others in your family. Like, for example, it could be your dad, it could be your mom, it could be your sister, it could be anyone to live, So I would tell them that no matter whatever problem comes, you're being watched by God. You trust so many things in your life. You trust, like flying. You get you see a taxi, you know that the taxi is going to come and stand, and you know you're going to go in that. Why don't you trust on God, that you can't see him, of course, but why don't you trust on somebody whom you can't see, because he is there to take care of you? So I would tell them this, because this is something, even if you're infected with anything, I mean, there is always a superpower. If you trust him, it's all in your mind. That's what I would tell them. Yeah.
Zenofer Production. Zenofer, I'm very delighted to have you. I'm really honored you took the time out all the way from Dubai, UAE to join me. Thank you so much. Thank you.